Hello and welcome to another fun and exciting point of sale related video. Purpose of this video is to give an overview of the Cloud Retailer point of sale software, and this is current as of December 30th, 2020. So last video of the year, let's dive in. So we are looking at the point of sale screen. In other words, what your cashier would see when using Cloud Retailer. This part of the software is Windows based. It is using a local SQL database that is extremely lightweight. How lightweight, you ask? I'm running this on a Surface Pro tablet. That gives you an idea. And then about once a minute, you will see this little last sync update here. There we go. And that means it is syncing with the main cloud database. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. You get the speed by having a local database, but you also have a main database in the cloud. So let's add a couple of items. If they're barcoded items, we can just scan them and we're good to go. If for some reason you need to look something up, type in a couple of characters, hit the search, and notice I'm using a touch screen. You can also use mouse or a pointing device. And let's select our bottle of water. And that's it. There's options here along these task paths for doing things like adding a customer, some of the more common requests like keg rentals, looking at past receipts, doing a return. A lot of this is all customized according to your business, and these are extremely easy to design. Think of it kind of like if you were designing a menu for a restaurant. Just a little bit of training, and these are you're good to go on how to use these task pads. All right, and then we hit the subtotal, and because we sold something that is age restricted, we do need to scan a driver's license. I am not going to do that because it was pointed out to me last time I did that. My personal information showed. That was a pain to try to mask that. So we're just going to do a manual entry. But yeah, in most cases, you're going to scan. There are controls in place as far as what the system asks for and keeps within the ID and age verification scanning. And we do have a loyalty program. I'm going to skip that for the sake of this particular demo. Just know there's a loyalty program. And we've got some shortcut keys. Again, what you see here for tender types, that again is according to what you actually accept at your business. So keep in mind this is a demo. It's trying to appeal to the largest number of folks, but there are some configurations that can be done to make it a little more streamlined and appropriate for your business model. All right, enough on that. We hit tender, and we get the options to email or print a receipt, or just, if you're not big on receipts, you can just close it. All right, so that's the point of sale screen. Yep, it's that easy. Most cashiers, when I've been on site upgrading folks or putting in a Cloud Retailer, it seems like everybody picks up on the point of sale side of it within, say, about 15 minutes. All right, so now we are looking at the back office part of Cloud Retailer. So think this in lines of any of the managerial tasks that you do, purchasing, receiving, reports, etc. This is pure cloud-based. Again, I'm running this on a tablet. I've used this, and you can use this on a variety of devices. You don't have to be at the store. Just need to have Chrome, Firefox, suitable compatible browser, and of course internet access. All right, when we first log in, we get a snapshot of the activity for the day. Let's go back and see if it updated for the sale I just made. There we go. Helpful if it actually shows. You can see, we just rang that sale about a minute ago, and it's already updated for our sales for the day. So let's take a little deeper look at a couple of the sections here, we'll just hit the highlights of each of these 4 buttons here. And let's start with, let's go back to that Sutter since we just sold that wine. And let's take a look at the type of information. Now, first off, we get a little nice snapshot of what's going on with the product, maybe some trending data. Now, I just started selling it in December because I just received it, quote unquote, earlier today. And let's see, we also have some nice information what we have on hand, what our sell price is, what we pay for it, and our average cost as well. All right. As we look at the product information, pretty straightforward. APC, description, the size in this case, department category. We do have a subcategory if you want to drill a little bit deeper into how you track your inventory, or what I call an inventory tree. And then we also have the ability to tag a product. It would be if there's something unique, maybe if it's organic or a little low sulfite, things like that. We have our various discounts that we've already set up for wine. We have the ability to, if we have more than one location, then we can differentiate where it's available, what the cost is. Doesn't have to be the same at all locations. Same for quantities. In this case, I believe I just have it set up to be at, well, it's only in stock at Boise, just because that's how I felt. We have some quick ways to offer a sale price if we want to do that. We can have a minimum and maximum quantity on hand. And then we've got different pricing. So if you are in one of those states where you're a liquor store but you sell wholesale, maybe to a bar or a restaurant, a lot of folks in various states do that. It's just the way it's set up. Or they're in a small town and that's the easiest way for that bar or restaurant to source their alcohol. And let's see what else. A lot of this is kind of typical between point of sale systems, so I'm not going to dwell on that. There's some checkboxes. We do have a way, since this is one of those little individual bottles, to track different sizes. And we also have the ability to put in some different information, some attributes about the product. So I filled in some of that for this particular wine. And then I did not put in, that's on me, should have put on supplier information. So let's quickly add that in here. And you can put in a reorder number. If there's a lead time, if there are cases, and then let's see, we get that from Southern. And you can have multiple suppliers, including if you want to have a primary. And we do have the ability to do things by case versus individual. Let's make sure we save that. As you can see, this is an extremely straightforward system. As I run through this, I know I'm going fairly quick, but you can kind of get a flavor for how easy it is to use. So our next button here is reports. So let's look at a customer list with sales data. Again, the reports are extremely easy. There's some filtering at the top, depending what type of criteria you want to use, or if you want to add additional criteria. We can, on the fly, add in additional columns if we want, and we can also remove columns if we want. And then we have the ability to save the report. We can send it out to a spreadsheet. We can generate a PDF. Maybe you want to email it. And of course, we can print it. And we also have some ways to kind of memorize reports. If you are someone that says, hey, I like what I did. I don't want to have to redo all that stuff in this report. I want to memorize it so it's easier to run next time. Okay. Next up is tools. So let's start with probably the biggest thing to show here is purchasing. So let's start with our purchase planning. And basically there's a couple ways to do purchasing in Cloud Retailer. We're going to start with the assumption that you do planning based on recent sales activity, minimum maximum stock levels, things like that. So we're going to go in and create a new supplier purchase plan. And we have the ability to do locations. So let's just do it for Boise. I'm going to leave it with all suppliers. And then we're going to select, okay, I want to do this based on a quantity to order based on past sales. And let's, because this is a demo, there isn't always a ton of sales activity. So we're going to go out. Oh, let's see. Let's go back to the beginning of September. We're going to calculate. Save that. And then the easiest thing, there's different ways of doing this. This is just how I do it. So I actually close that. And I go back to tools and I go to purchase orders. And I like that because then it's going to show me the purchase orders that it created today. So it created 1, 2, 3 purchase orders based on the information, that what sold over the previous, what did I say, back to the beginning of September. A lot of flexibility here. I'm only showing one way. Like with most point of sale systems, there's multiple ways of doing things. And as part of our training process, or our right proven process for deploying the Cloud Retailer point of sale software, we do have one of our staff work with you to do some one-on-one training and advise on best practices for your type of business. But here's a typical purchase order, and we have the ability to print it, email it, export it to CSV. Maybe your supplier or your vendor, as some folks call them, prefers a comma-separated spreadsheet, or you just want to export it as PDF. And there you go. That is a typical purchase order. So our last button here is the admin button. And I'm not going to go too deep into some of the things. This is better for when you're doing a demo with one of our team members to look over the different ways to do discounting, how the loyalty program works, things like that, gift cards, how to maintain the task pads, things like that. I do want to quickly show how the security is set up in the software. That seems to come up a lot. Folks want to make sure that there are checks and balances in the system to make sure, like maybe that trainee cashier can't give a 99% discount to a friend. Those sweetheart discounts? Nah, we never did that in the days of cash registers. All right, so we just have 3 examples set up here for different roles when it comes to security, basically based on that person's position within your business. You can have more than 3. We'll just take a look at admin, and the idea here is you are setting up this series of checkboxes of what someone can and can't do based on their role within the organization. So when you're onboarding a new employee, you're not having to set individual security settings for them. You're setting it based on whatever role they are assigned, whether that be trainee, cashier, lead cashier, shift supervisor, assistant manager, manager, IT, accounting, finance. Take your pick, whatever is best within your business. And you can see there's a very nice list of security. again, what someone can and can't do. Realize it looks like a long list, but I mean, you can see how there are sections here too. So, for some people, if it's a trainee cashier, they're not going to be importing anything. So you can turn all those at once. Okay. That is an extremely quick overview of our cloud retailer point of sale software. Definitely designed with businesses that sell age restricted products in mind. However, we also have a lot of folks in other industries that use it, especially in like thrift stores as well as pet stores, gift shops, tourist related businesses, cannabis related businesses. Uh, it's definitely focused on age restricted products, but very adaptable for other types of retail stores. All right, I'll stop talking. If you have questions, please see the contact information in the video description so you can schedule a more in-depth demo and conversation. Thanks for watching.